Hello everyone, it's like almost 2 in the afternoon. Got my rings on. I finally remembered to put them on after like being here for 3 weeks. I wore them, I think, all this week, if not like a good chunk. Anyways, the main point of this video is how to get somewhere without using directions, or how to stop using GPS, not directions. Apologize on that mistake. Anyways, a great way is, yes, you can memorize exactly which street you need to turn where. Another thing is, when you're using GPS, take note of when you're making turns of the landscape. For example, on my one turn to get to Culver's, get to the theaters and that side of town, I always turn at this little chapel 2 streets down, because I knew I didn't have to go all the way down until I couldn't go forward, and then I had to turn. But I remember this one time, I'm like, you know what, not gonna use GPS. And then I got to the second stop sign, I'm like, I think this is where I turn, until I looked to the left corner and I saw the same chapel, and I'm like, yes, this is where I turn. And then another thing is noticing where the go lights, traffic lights are, because then I go straight through it and I take the first left. And a lot of streets in Tallahassee, or at least the ones I'm driving, tend, for where I have to go, I tend to have to drive all the way down them until I can no longer go forward, and then I must take a turn. So that's a great way for me to memorize where I have to turn, as well as the type of road, because there's this one area where it's like a roller coaster because it's a valley right there, and I know at that valley I'm always turning whichever direction depending on which location I'm going. But when I'm coming back and I go back through the valley, I always have to turn left, and thankfully there is a stop sign there, so I don't have to peek over the hill that much. And another is how I live next to a fast food franchise. So I told my mom I have to go to I have to go to McDonald's. And she's like, why are you going to McDonald's? I'm like, I'm not going to McDonald's. It's just reminds me that, oh, I have to turn on this street because it's near where I need to go. And she's like, that's a great idea. So I don't know, it happened 2 weeks ago. But and then I was gonna use my GPS to go to Costco, because I just went there to get some gas and get my lunch, and then I realized it's just straight until I have to make 1 or 2 turns, and those 1 or 2 turns I'm okay with doing because they're typically the turns I have to do to get back to where I need to go. So you could use the streets, the names of the streets, but sometimes you don't see the name of the streets quick enough for you to make your decision if you're turning on that street or not. So then you could use the landscape, use buildings, use structures, use fast food areas. If it's near something you know, you're more likely to remember it. It's like how you set reminders to remind yourself to go do something. It's the same function. I just forgot the method, or what it's called, to be honest. And I just read about it yesterday, but that's fine. Anyways, that's my tips and tricks for how to get around a city, a location that you're gonna be there for at least a month or more, and you're going to roughly around the same areas. But if you are traveling and you're going to a location that you're not familiar with, of course, use GPS. I'm just giving tips and tricks for an area that you're going to be there for a lot of time, and it's just use your memory, challenge your brain, work out your brain. This is how you keep. Actually, don't quote me on that. I also don't know what I was going to say with that. Anyways, if you did enjoy this, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I go live, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.